Item 10, City Manager's Report.
Mayor and Council, before I get started, some of you have commented on my illustrious tie this evening and how good it looks.
Go Navy!
So I lost a bet this last Saturday when U of H played the Naval Academy, and despite our showing, I was actually pleasantly surprised that we didn't get wiped out, because this is not our year to be a U of H fan. But
Put up a good fight.
thank you for loaning me your tie. I've not gotten anything on it this evening, and we'll try to keep it clean for you. Next year we'll be good. We'll get our quarterback back.
Yeah.
Correct.
So let's have the game in Annapolis. Let's let Navy have home field advantage next year.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Real quick.
They did pretty well, I'll tell you. Had me nervous.
Yes. Well, nothing to be nervous about.
I was thinking about, where is my U of H tie?
I have it in my desk drawer so that you wouldn't forget it.
Keep it close.
Yep. Fall Hall, we just, you may recall earlier in November, we held our annual Fall Hall event to clean up Friendswood. Just real quick, some of the numbers from that event. We had 670 cars go through Centennial Park that Saturday morning. Roughly 80 tons of garbage and waste was hauled off site. These are things in folks' garage that had been sitting there waiting to be removed that they so generously brought to the Centennial Park for removal. 9,300 plus pounds of electronics were e-recycled. 18 bags of trash picked up along 518. 309 pounds of clothes were donated to Simple Recycling. A little under $1,000 was raised by the garage sale to benefit Keep Friendswood Beautiful and to put dollars back into our parks. Whatever wasn't sold at the garage sale was donated to Goodwill, as well as animal habitat items were donated to Bay Area Wildlife Rehab. So it was a successful event by any stretch of the imagination. A big thank you to our staff, our volunteers, and the sponsors, Waste Connections and others that helped make this event possible. As you know, it's getting to be that time of year, and there are a number of events that are about to take place. This Saturday, the chief mentioned it during the workshop earlier, there will be the annual Flapjack Fun Run. There will be a number of road closures that you have on your agenda later on, the consent agenda, approval of that. As it is closing of a roadway, we do require council approval, and just to give you some visibility on that, speaking to what we talked about earlier. KFB's annual Light Up Friendswood event. This is our effort to get the various businesses throughout the city to put up lights to celebrate the holidays. Decorations must be up by December 9th, and folks that want to participate are encouraged to register at santa@friendswood.com. The community will have an opportunity to vote between December 10th and 12th on the most festive lights, and the winners will be announced in multiple categories on the 14th. Our annual Santa in the Park festivities will take place Saturday, December 14th from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. This year's theme is There's No Place Like Home for the Holidays. There will be a variety of rides to include a pretty significant sized snow hill for kids to do some snow sledding here in Friendswood on that Saturday the 14th. We'd like to thank Hometown Bank of Friendswood for their generous donation to make this event possible. There will be a tree lighting at the end of the evening, as well as fireworks that will culminate here at the end of the parade that will take place that same evening. That evening, the library will keep their doors open for a longer period of time for folks that want to watch the parade that will take place starting around 5 p.m. It is Houston, so it may be hot, so they can see it from the air-conditioned space in the library. Also, during the month of December, the library will host Come and Take Your Pictures with Santa on the evening of December 16th from 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. We will hold a book sale that will start the 14th that day and run through the 21st of December. And the library will have ready for patrons wassail and cookies while they shop. So if you're interested in either, please swing by the library. If you're not, please still swing by the library and help support that good cause. There will be, not new this year, I think you've done this in years past, but there's a New Year's event that will take place at the library at 11:45 a.m., not p.m., because we don't want folks to be out and about at midnight. But the library will host their annual New Year's Eve party for families. There'll be dance parties and a ball drop countdown at noon on December 31st. I mentioned earlier this month that the Keep Friendswood Beautiful received a $1,500 grant from HEB in conjunction with Keep Texas Beautiful to install a ferry trail. It would be the first of its kind in the greater Houston metro area throughout Stevenson Park. And they will make these little ferry houses out of recycled materials and other things that have been discarded in our region, and put in their informational items for kids to do scavenger hunts and learn more about the environment and how they can help keep our parks and the surrounding natural environment in good shape. Lastly, Hurricane Harvey updates. Our hazard mitigation grant acquisition. These are the buyout grant that we're working with the Texas Division of Emergency Management on. Site visits and appraisals have been completed for each of the properties on that buyout. We're still waiting on the final reports on them so that one-on-one meetings can take place with property owners. Our applications through the General Land Office on property acquisition, critical infrastructure, they're both still pending, as well as our Deepwood property. This past week, I've enlisted the help to get all projects off dead center of both our congressmen, Olson in Harris County and Weber in Galveston County, to apply some pressure at FEMA, because, as you know, we're going on to close to 2.5 years and still don't have closure on a number of projects and initiatives. Earlier this evening, the mayor introduced our new drainage coordinator, our deputy director of our engineering department. Ms. Samantha Heritos is here this evening, as you've already got a chance to meet her. We're grateful for her joining our staff. She mentioned it briefly, but she spent for 15 years, 8 years with the Army Corps of Engineers working on the Clear Creek project, and then spent the complement of those 15 years with 2 private engineering firms doing hydrologic and hydraulic modeling of drainage projects.
So you had a plan for introducing her. Sorry,
It's okay.
I jumped the gun earlier.
At this point, she's going to give a 15-minute speech on what. No, I'm just joking. No, we're excited to have Samantha on staff. In addition to bringing on an individual to oversee our drainage activities in Friendswood and move the drainage bond forward, staff did meet with representatives of Harris County Flood Control District and Whitcomb this past month to get some projects getting started on the Harris County side sooner as opposed to later. We are close with getting a memorandum of understanding started with the Whitcomb property owners to present to council hopefully in the January or February timeframe. The Flood Control District is interested in helping and partnering with us in that endeavor. And then on the Galveston County side, the Drainage District continues their shelving and inline detention along Clear Creek. We met with leadership as well as the mayor and Mayor Pro Tem 2 weeks ago about extending their current project to complete all of Clear Creek from 528 to 2351 sooner as opposed to later. And that's my report.
Thank you, sir.